2 years after the last time we were here. I'm going to try my absolute best to do this out of the wind. The last time I did this video, it was raining and you could hear the popping in the background of the shot. So let's see how this one goes. So we purchased our Land Cruiser in August of 2022 and it is now December of 2024. In that time, we have put 50,000 kilometers on the vehicle. Most of that, I'd say a good majority of that has been on camping trips, on holidays, on going away on travel, right? So the vehicle hasn't been used extensively as a daily runaround. For the most part, this Land Cruiser has been used as a camping, touring, holiday vehicle. In that time, I have extensively modified it to what I would call my dream tow tourer. The vehicle is currently set up as a tow vehicle, and it is also set up to be able to operate independently. The vehicle has its own fridge on board, it has its own water on board. One of the most common questions I get asked whenever I show anyone this vehicle is, what did it cost? So today, I'm going to tell you exactly what it cost. I'm going to run through all these costings line by line and summarize each section. So the first section is all the gear that I purchased from ARB, and the total is $13,778. Now bear in mind, as I'm going through all of these prices, $0 of sponsorship. I was not given any of the gear. I only received a discount on one item because I offered my vehicle as a trial vehicle. I got a discount for purchasing that item, and I'll get to that in a minute. Spotlights, total $970. Next up we have the roof rack and everything fitted to it, $2,030. Towing. So Tow Pro, so I had a Tow Pro Elite, a Red Arc Tow Pro Elite fitted to the vehicle, that's $800. Tow bar kit from Toyota, including the wiring harness that you need for the 7-pin, $300. All up for all of the gear back here, you're looking at $1,500. The next most asked question about this vehicle is, what rims am I running? They are a King Wheel Daytona Euro, and they don't make them anymore. So that information is not going to help you. So wheels and tires all up for all six, $4,020. The Cruiser Company rear bar, I was able to get a discount through their end of financial year sale. So I paid $3,490 for the rear bar. It then cost me another $100 to wire up the tail lights and the reverse lights in the bar. ProQuip water jerry can, $40, just a normal jerry can to hold water. And then the second on-tap jerry can, which is this one just here, which has a pump in it. It is such a good little piece of kit. We've used it so much. We've only been on the road for 5 weeks. We've used it just about every day. The rear bar and everything on it was $3,882. Now, you might cry foul saying that with this rear bar and all these toys on the vehicle, particularly the rear bar, that I'd be over GVM, and you would be wrong. The vehicle as it stands here weighs 3,250 kilograms, and the standard vehicle GVM is 3,280 kilograms. That is full of fuel, full of water with me in the car, and the spare wheel fitted. So everything fridge full, like everything. The only thing that was missing was the caravan and my passengers. This vehicle has had a GVM upgrade for that purpose, but as it stands here with me in it, I would come in under the standard GVM by 30 kilograms with the car fully laden. Right, next up we have the draw system. This is a Drifter draw system from Gloucester in New South Wales, $3,515. And the total cost of the Starlink installation is $1,467. The 12-volt system in this car, most of the 12-volt system, certainly in the back here, the auxiliary 12-volt system, has $0 accounted for in terms of labor because I did it all myself. Total 12-volt cost is $2,141. Then set of 4 Max Tracks, $500. the seat covers. There are the Gotia seat covers made in Western Australia, $750. The Kaon rear shelf and cargo barrier. So the cargo barrier is $430, the shelf is $515. The snap shades, $482 for the full set. Then moving to the front of the vehicle, we have a hard mounted compressor. Cost installed, again without labor, is $815. Hold on just a minute. Are you tired of seeing 300 grand four-wheel drives running around, coffee machines, beer on tap, 3 fridges, those unattainable rigs? Well, have I got the build for you? Head on over to our website in the description and you can help support the Impala Overland Ultra Budget build. We're talking Facebook Marketplace, we're talking freebies, we're talking curbside pickups, we're talking the Big Blue camping shop. Nothing is off limits. We've got an epic road trip planned with our Ultra Budget Overlander. So once you've watched this video, head on over to the link in the description to check that out. Then we get to the juicy bit, which is the suspension. So on this car, I have fitted the BP51 Old Man Emu remote reservoir suspension. The ride when you're towing or not towing is sublime. It's fantastic. You can optimize your driving experience not only by lowering your tire pressures, but also by adjusting your shock absorbers. So particularly for corrugations, the suspension is well worthwhile. And the only reason I have opted for the remote reservoir kit is because as you're driving over those corrugations, you're going to build up heat in your shock absorbers, and the remote reservoir system has that much more oil. They don't heat up as much and they don't suffer from fade as early as normal shock absorbers. So the total cost of the suspension and GVM upgrade on the Land Cruiser was $8,429. The Clearview mirrors. The mirrors fitted to this car were actually the very first set of plug-and-play Clearview mirrors on the road. I had them fitted at the Clearview factory in Victoria for $1,500.
So if we include the initial purchase price of the car, we come to a total cost of $144,470.
What's gone wrong with the vehicle since we bought it? I've covered it in my first video. We had an issue with an ABS sensor, we suspect, that faulted out when we drove through a puddle. The folks over at Toyota managed to, they had the car for the better part of a day, managed to sort out the issue, and I've never had the issue and I've never heard of anyone else having that issue, so presumably it was sorted out. There was a turbo chirping issue. As part of the twin turbo system on the Land Cruiser, at sort of 2,500 RPM, it engages the second turbo. On uphills, it would change over between the two and you would slowly lose momentum. There was a software fix for that, so that was fixed. The business that fitted the bull bar to the front of the vehicle wired up the lights, so there's a set of indicators and fog lights, and left a section of wiring uninsulated. And that the result was that it killed the left-hand headlight, as you'll see in this footage. They couldn't sort it out, no one there could sort it out. I ended up taking a panel off the bottom of the bumper, had a look up and spotted a short section of uninsulated wire touching up against the body. Appropriately insulated that, and that was fixed. The final thing and the most painful issue that I have with the car, and it's still an issue, was I was recently driving past a school and a young student decided to use my car as target practice with a rock. So the bonnet of the Land Cruiser is currently dented. Now, what would I change? What would I do differently? Bigger solar panel on the roof, 80 watts is not enough, so probably 150 to 200 watts is what I'm going to go for next. And the other thing that I would probably do is I would add the ability to get air out the back of the vehicle. So I need to air up my caravan a lot, so I need to actually piggyback 2 hoses off one another to get to the very back of the caravan. And there you have it, 50,000 kilometers and 2 years with the 300 series Land Cruiser. If you're interested in seeing more of the Land Cruiser or our adventures as we travel around Australia, hit the subscribe button and be sure to hit the notification bell so that you know when we publish new videos. Until next time, cheers.